This is it, Taurus. Everything that you have been working extremely hard for, everything that you have been training for, because I'm picking up this strong trainer energy. This is your big breakthrough. This is your big moment. And I feel like you're at a space where the signs are aligning. And right now, you are really focused on giving all of that focus and attention to yourself to really remain in that alignment. And you're trying to make sure that the choices that you make aren't based on infatuation, lust, just overindulgence, addictions. Even if it's something as simple as like personality addictions, like if you personally struggle with having a type, having some type of condition, whether it's a mental, emotional, spiritual, or physical addiction, I really see you trying to stay focused. um, you know what I mean? Regardless of how you feel on the inside, you're keeping it together. You're holding it together. So, guidance is telling you to go one way. You're also trying to make sure you're following your intuition, and then amongst all of those things, that you're paying attention to the signs. So you're trying to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. It's like I'm trying to stay ready, focus, so I don't have to get ready. Fulfillment. I think you long for people to really get to know the real you, not the version of you that is all did up, perfect. I'm not just referring to what you wear or what you wear on your skin or what you dress yourself up as. I'm talking about know your soul and your spirit. Mm-hmm. Because no amount of money in the world can protect another person from cruel people. You know, can't protect you, can't protect other people from just the world being cruel. And so maybe people judge you towards like, well, how can you remain in this industry? How can you do this job? Or how can you do this or do that if that industry, that system or whatever is corrupt? How can you still work in it? How can you still support it by being affiliated with it? And I feel like all of these extreme questions that people only tend to ask you. I mean, you can ask everyone in the world, but they always come and find you to ask you these types of questions. Not all of a sudden there's this huge as moral compass around what you should be doing to take a stand for something. But in the hundreds of thousands of people doing the very same thing that you do, it's only a problem when you do it. And I feel like there's some mirroring energy happening here. The reason why I feel like so many people feel comfortable questioning your choices and your decisions is because spiritually you care. Mm-hmm. On the inside, they can tell that you genuinely care for approval. You care whether or not someone else likes you, gets you, accepts you, understands you. And as long as you still have that trait or that condition, people pleasing, you're going to keep attracting mirrors that want to see, they want to test you. It's giving like a playful banter that's intended to trigger you. It's like, oh yeah, you're a fake, you're a phony, you don't really belong in this industry, you don't really belong in this side of the neighborhood. But you're faking it until you make it. You know what I'm saying? This can be literally like just a job. And someone feels like you're not really certified for the position that you have because you didn't train as many years as them, or you didn't go through the ropes as everybody else. So why all of a sudden do you feel like you can just go wherever you want, travel wherever you want, and then call it like, oh, I'm listening to my intuition, or I'm paying attention to the signs and synchronicities? I think other people that don't care what people think of them wouldn't even entertain this type of conversation that you entertain, right? And so people know who they can fuck with. People know who they can play with because they feel comfortable to play you like that. They feel comfortable to try you because they can see you want to belong. And so they start the humiliation rituals, and they start the hazing, and you don't even realize that you're being initiated into their system, into their clique, into their group, whether you knew it or not. And it's because it's like, what do you affiliate with? What are you a part of? Who's on your roster? And I feel like you do that because you're trying to prevent people from being able to see. You're trying to control the narrative of how you're perceived. You're trying to control the narrative of how the world categorizes you. But I guarantee you, as much as they put that stereotype out there, like, I'm going to use the angry black woman as an example. The more they put this stereotype out there, like, oh, there they go again, being that angry black woman. When you see a black woman and she says what the fuck she says, everybody go mute, and they know how to fucking respect themselves. It doesn't matter where they come from or whatever. The stereotype of there it go again is to just test to see if you really got that, if you really about that life. And sometimes the most quietest person in the room is often the most respected. And unfortunately, that is because of conditioning. All of it stems back to conditions. And so when you stop training to fit in and to remain motivated to stay in, you'll start creating a lane for yourself. You'll start creating your own narrative, and you'll start controlling. That's where real control is because you understand that the most powerful position is your personal power. My personal power to stand 10 toes down about who I am. Give a fuck how anyone else feel about it. They can feel some type of way. They can say, ugh, it irritates them. If it irritates them, you're doing your job. If it annoys them, it's because they're having a symptom to not being able to get you to fit in, get you to try to push yourself and work 10 times harder to be accepted. And so I feel like that's what you really letting go of. People pleasing conditions, what they call it, I'm gonna say anything with that ends in conditions. So for so long, you did all of this because you wanted to prevent people from thinking that you're selfish, you're ruthless, that you're using your genius mind or using your wits to manipulate people. All the things that you didn't want people to perceive you as, that's exactly what they began to perceive you as. Why? Because you focus so hard on not wanting that reputation that you almost willed it to yourself. You gave it to yourself. You attached. You said, "I'm taking this with me. This is my narrative that I want to perform with, that I want to carry out." This constant, no, this is who I really am. See me, accept me, know me, get to know me. Don't judge a book by its cover. And really, I feel like the reason why you do that is because you judge books by their covers. And you read people, and you have a tendency yourself of observing the world with, ooh, why they look like that? Why are they this different? Or why is this that? Why is this sky blue? All your questions, your observation, you hyper attune to what's real from what's fake, what has seeds and what don't, what's natural and what's unnatural. And so your desire to observe the world and be able to identify the differences and to appreciate them is what you tell yourself. Like, I want to appreciate all the differences of the world. I feel like the biggest difference that you struggled with was the one that you felt about yourself. I feel different for my color. I feel different for my belief system. I feel different from the norm. And so on this journey of discovering what norm is, wait, I'm here. Hercules. On this journey of discovering what difference is. Oh, I'm so sorry. I think what your soul and what your spirit wanted you to gather from all your observation is that how you appear doesn't determine your worth. There's something about worth here. You not doing everything right doesn't determine the quality. The need to know that this effect is from this cause and you had something to do with it doesn't have to be the end all be all. It doesn't have to be the confirmation that you seek to validate. And I feel like you do it subconsciously where you're not even aware that you're doing it. Because your mind hyper attunes to always trying to walk on eggshells to make sure that you are not overly being overbearing or too cautious or this or this or that. And so it's like the more you focus on what you're not trying to be, the more you guarantee that you are it. And I feel like this is your breakthrough. This is the moment where you start personally developing a new way of interacting. Not with other people, but with yourself. Give yourself permission to, no matter what you dress like, no matter what you put on your face, these are all costumes. The skin is the costume. But there's some type of disassociation between the skin that you're in and the way you feel about yourself underneath that skin. And it feels like you've been trying to shine light on these areas, but at the same time, you still do it too. So it only brings up the discussion. I feel like you shine light to situations just to be able to observe how people react to the awareness that you bring up, because you're collecting data that then you're going to go into the lab and say, okay, well, 50% said this, 50% that said that. And so from this, I can conductively reason that this is the best course of action to go down. Because again, having control over the best even belief system to adapt, opinion to have, okay? You are constantly running your own general consensus of why you know what you know. Like you audit yourself. You audit your own psyche. And perform these consensuses on a regular to make sure that you are constantly staying on top of yourself. Not to like torture yourself. I feel like those days are over, but to observe yourself. I feel like you use the world as your mirror to observe yourself and to see, well, why do I do this? Or why do I do that? Or what causes this and what causes that? And when I feel like when you encounter other people, they can't quite put their finger on you. You come off, it's not even like mysterious. You come off like a contradiction to yourself. Because what comes out your mouth doesn't feel like it's tethered to anything except the consensus that you adopted about a matter, person, place, or thing. And so this is like someone sitting and saying, you know, I want people to feel comfortable. I want people to feel like they can be themselves and they don't have to be perfect. And it doesn't matter what you look like, doesn't matter what you wear, doesn't matter what you do, that you're perfect just the way that you are. But then you run at 5 miles tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? You're putting yourself through so much pressure to perform, or so much pressure to remain perfect, that it's like, well, wait a minute, that's hypocritical, right? You want other people to feel comfortable so you can observe and study them. You don't want them to feel comfortable so you can accept them, but you want to be accepted. There's a lot here. Versatility. It's like you want to understand why people, it's like you want people, it's like being an observer of humanity. And it's like, okay, everyone, action. I want you to still be you. I want you to still be you. And then I want to be able to just observe you guys in your natural habitat. What are you observing? Exhibit. And I feel like this is being done like with humans, maybe like human design, human nature, just people in general. And it's like, oh, okay, you did that and you did this and that happened, this happened. So you're constantly running these role plays of the possibility realm is multiplying. Like you're in the possibility realm, just rolling plays, scenarios that you then take back and you're like, okay, well, that doesn't work. I noticed that when this happens, if and then theories all day long are running. And so Spirit is saying, stop. This is an opportunity. This is it. This is your opportunity to live, you know, not the Photoshop version of your reality, but the one where you quit this, I gotta be detached to protect myself. I have to use the negative experiences that I've had to make sure I don't make the same mistakes. Overly cautious. You know, creates a lack of flexibility. and nothing and no one. Eventually, if you don't start to make some type of changes, even the things that you love doing, you're going to feel as if it's not the same anymore. And then what caused you to fall off won't be someone else is doing or your distractions in a relationship. It will be you not being able to surrender to the signs of the times. And I know, even though I'm saying all that I'm saying right now, your brain is still going to tell itself, no, I think this message is for you, TT. Your brain is still going to deflect. Even if it's not TT, anyone could tell you this. Your mama, sister, brother, uncle, friend, lover, best friend, associate, and you'll still say, I really think that like you hear them, but it does not, you don't receive it. Something about your receiver ain't receiving messages. Like it ain't. You hear it, but you're not receiving it. And so you're already saying, you've somehow rearranged it to where it's like, okay, now I got the projector, I'm holding the mirror. Do you see yourself? Because we're talking about you. And it's like every last single person that you put on this mirror, even though they think that they're talking to you, you're convinced that it's always about them, and you're just, I'm not here. I'm a ghost. I'm just here to hold space for you to see yourself. What you see is you. What you see in me is you. Like, it's like, that's the enjoyment. If we're being completely honest, you enjoy experimenting with the human brain, the human condition, and it's in the illusionary realm of infinite possibilities. You thoroughly enjoy. I'm talking to someone that thoroughly enjoys this, Taurus. It's not about the money. It's not about what anyone even thinks it's about. The recognition, support. It's about, you're playing Dexter's Laboratory on the world, Taurus. And it's like, and you know it. And it's like, but I'm helping though, but we're doing so much good work. Next patient. So it could be a doctor or a lawyer. But if people really knew, like if we're being 100% honest, if people really knew that that's the reason why you did what you did, yes, if you told that, I can guarantee you they probably would not want to fuck with you. And I think you know that, so you have to give them the generic answer, the generic response, or the generic code. And like a placebo, it doesn't last very long because something starts to feel like it's missing. I don't think you're really afraid. I really don't. I think you're more afraid of someone being afraid of you. I think you're more afraid of someone knowing this about you. Who would want to love a beast like that? Who would want to love a monster like that? I feel like you, inside, you know that you are taming that on a day-to-day basis, and you fear that moment that you stop taming that is the moment that you become a ruthless individual that is so selfish, self-absorbed, pretentious and damn near premeditated. You know, it gives that apex predator type of vibe. Yet at the same time, you're overly cautious also for your prey. You're overly cautious for yourself and your prey. And it's like, I can't, you know? No one should want to be with someone like that. And I feel like that's kind of like, it's like, love yourself, save yourself, go. Well, this has been a lovely bedtime story. For those of you guys that resonated with this, welcome back to the channel. We're already so far in, I didn't even give y'all your introduction. Thank you for indulging responsibly. I truly appreciate it. Been around the world and I can't find my baby. I don't know where, I don't know why. Why you drive me crazy? I think that's how it go. Abundance. We lost a lot of money. I know it's dark, but I promise you I'm not sleepy. This entire, someone is in different time zones. And wherever you are in the world, when you're watching this video, you got my time zones off. You got my time zones off. You're in another time zone, like you're traveling. I don't know if you're like in a plane. These are the major 3 locations I'm seeing. How kind of you not to do this while you take a shit, but on a plane, in the bed, or in the gym. Something about it's soothing. Are y'all out here using me like a bedtime story? Are y'all turning me into a nighttime story reader? Am I putting niggas to sleep? I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult. I mean, I know my voice could be soothing, but that's how I feel. You know when you lay down and you just let some shit play? Hello? Are y'all out there doing that? And then y'all be dozing off and shit. Y'all ain't even be listening. Teacher in reverse. You are learning about, I feel like the final test. You are learning that for the first time, you're not meant to teach someone something. You are the student. Okay? Enlightenment. And the crazy part about it is that they could be younger than you. You know what I'm saying? They could be a different age group. And this is that same, don't judge a book by the cover. It'll fuck you up. And you could be looking at me right now like, how you even that smart? You don't look like you should be that smart. Don't judge a book by its cover. Because it's saying that you don't shoot the messenger. Okay, don't come for the messenger. And I feel like typically you may be so used to being the person that people come to, and for the first time, God, the divine, is sitting you down and saying that you are to come to someone else. This is for you, and you need to surrender. This ain't nothing that your success, your finances, or your career can solve for you. This is about you being schooled on something. Yeah, because like your ancestors can't even talk to you because you feel like a big portion of your relationship to those ancestors are missing. So confirmation, if like you didn't really grow up in the cultures that you were born from, or really get to explore it the way you would have had it been like something that was traditional or something like that, or routine. Like you be waiting until you get to the point where you completely like on your like, can I get a lifeline call? Who wants to be a millionaire? It's like, can I get a lifeline? That's so nice of you to just be like, I'm up, I'm up, I'm up, I'm up, I'm up. Oh, y'all are kind. Financial constraints. I feel like you're letting go of lack. Yeah, Taurus, you're letting go of lack, that if you don't push or do or something like that, then you're going to lose everything. You can't when you're creative like that. When you're creative like that, it's an infinite supply with your creativity. All right, these are all the messages that I got. I love you, Taurus. May all the likes, comments, shares, super chats that I always receive from you guys on this channel be multiplied abundantly over your life. TT out.